I'm Kevin, otherwise known as Form BX257, here to bring you another old G.I. Joe toy review. And today I'll be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Bazooka Soldier, the 1982 and 1983 Zap. He is actually holding his bazooka, and yeah, it is actually called a bazooka on here, even though that's not what this thing really is. But he's actually holding this bazooka incorrectly. Well, I suppose I should get this out of the way first. The 1982 very first version of Zap is probably one of the most frustrating figures to collect. Not only for myself, but probably for a lot of other collectors who are trying to collect the first series and the early figures. Because Hasbro had a problem making the very light green plastic, which this figure is unfortunately completely made out of. It was extremely fragile, and became extremely fragile over a very short period of time. I mean, these things were breaking right out of the package right back in 1982. My figure, for instance, has a broken, not only a broken thumb here, I've obviously glued it right back on, but both shoulders are actually broken and glued back in. So basically what I have here is really not a very posable figure because of that. So I'm not really going to be doing a lot here. Zap here came with a helmet, the standard helmet for the 1982 series. He came with a ammo pack, which was the same ammo pack that was shared with Short Fuse, only this one done in a light green color, which matches the rest of his outfit. And of course, his famous bazooka. This is in fact a very stylized version of a Carl Gustav M3 recoilless rifle. It's pretty obvious because it's in three distinct sections here. The barrel, the main breech housing, and then of course the exhaust part. Of course, this thing comes with a foregrip. The second part is the actual handle with the trigger. Of course, there's no trigger molded on here. Then there's this curious loop, and then there's this other thick portion back here, which seems to have confused the person making the card art, because this whole back section here, that's actually a shoulder stock. This right end part here, that's actually supposed to go right up against the person's shoulder, and the two front parts are what the soldier should be holding onto. Unfortunately, Hasbro thought that by redesigning the bazooka, they would avoid breaking the figure's hands. So what they wound up doing was they wound up redesigning the bazooka to look like this. Most of the 1982 figures would actually come with this version rather than this, which is really a shame, because this is actually what really looks like the true M3 recoilless rifle. By 1983 they had added swivel arm battle grip. Unfortunately, all of the 1983 and 84 and any of the other reissues of the figure only came with the single-handled bazooka, even though he could have re-released this with this figure. That would have been awesome, but he only came with this version. I'm not sure if this is really coming out on the video or not, but if you'll notice, his lower part of the arm is actually a different color than the rest of the plastic used. That was because Hasbro realized that even though they redesigned the bazooka, the hands and the thumbs, they were still cracking off, so they actually made the lower portion in a slightly more rubbery or malleable type of plastic, which is what they should have done in the first place. Here is Zap's, I would say it was only a technical successor to Zap, because this isn't nearly as big and as powerful as whatever shot out of this thing. But still, Bazooka came with the same type of thing, just a helmet and a backpack and whatever. Like a Bazooka Soldier, or an RPG soldier, or light artillery weapon soldier, those are actually artillery soldiers. So Zap having a background in explosive ordnance disposal is actually a different discipline, and of course Bazooka actually shares that dual discipline. Well, that's all the time I have right now. Please check out my Facebook page for more information and behind-the-scenes photos for these reviews. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for next time to see another 1980s G.I. Joe toy review. See you then.